me welcome to the show. He is an amazing creator, and he's also, thank you, Dalmati, for bringing him to the forefront, because what I want to do here is not just with our Tech Tuesday give you the possibilities of like what's out there, who's out there, what people are doing. I hope to spark some energy into somebody to find out what it is that they can do, because tech is just about finding a solution to a problem. You don't have to know how to code, even though coding will help you with everything in your life. You don't have to know technology, even though that's important. But if you have an idea that solves a problem, you're a technologist, so get busy. Joining me right now, he is the creator of Oja Express. Let me welcome to the show, Boyede Sobitan. Welcome, Sobitan. Welcome to the Karen Hunter Show.
Thank you. By the way, that's Sobitan.
Sobitan. All right. Boyede Sobitan. Welcome to the Karen Hunter Show. All right.
Thank you for having me. I'm a huge fan.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, I'm glad, when Dalmati was telling me about it, he was like, yeah, it's like Uber Eats. And I'm like, what? Where is it? So he was telling me about it. And I was like, get him on. Let's get him. So tell us about Oja Express, how you started it.
Yeah, definitely. So my road to tech is a little bit convoluted, kind of like you mentioned. Tech is about solving problems. So I'm a co-founder of Oja Express, and I actually started my career as a registered nurse. So I'm a registered nurse by background, former board certified healthcare administrator. And the problem we were trying to solve was the fact that a lot of people from immigrant communities don't have easy access to their groceries. So if I wanted to get fufu, goat meat, plantains, things that are customary to a typical West African diet, I have to go out of my neighborhood or go out to places far from where I live to get these items. So my co-founder and I kind of put our heads together to kind of see how we can kind of address the situation. So we came up with a solution whereby we pretty much digitized the inventory for the small family-owned operated ethnic grocery stores to allow consumers to shop for their groceries in a very easy, seamless, convenient manner. So we're helping both the consumers by giving them the access that they need for their groceries, and also we're helping these small family-owned operated grocery stores who don't necessarily have the technology capabilities to compete with the likes of Amazon or other big e-commerce platforms. So we provide that solution for them.
One thing that was interesting too, and I look at the tech side of this thing, right? Not only the inventory management piece where you're helping to digitize the inventory load for some of these mom and pop ethnic, mom and pop grocery stores. But there's also, I saw this in Chicago and know that you guys are developing a technology that can scan produce and tell you if it's ripe or not. Like you can scan a plantain digitally and streamline that process.
You're giving away G14 classified information right now. So that's definitely in the works. So what we're trying to say is that we understand that there's a booming multicultural economy growing. You see a lot of African immigrants or children of African immigrants, and not just African immigrants. We're talking about the Latinx communities. We're talking about Indian communities, various ethnic communities that are growing in population and size, but there's no service that is literally built for them to cater to them and their specific cultural needs. So we're kind of taking our experiences and also spending a lot of time with these grocery stores as well to really understand how do we kind of create a product that is like has culture built into the design. And also is a very seamlessly used product for the ethnic grocery stores who are, in some rights, institutions. Those are where you run into that auntie you've been avoiding before Christmas, or where you find out what's going on in the community. So we want to make sure those businesses stay active and thrive past a generation.
So I'm back. All right, and I missed the whole origin story, but if someone is listening right now, right, because we've had several people on that have delivery systems, where we had twins on that deliver food by bike in certain Philly neighborhoods that can't get food, now, and this was before COVID. Did you? So before COVID, it was super important because Uber Eats and all these places would not go to these neighborhoods, or they would charge such a premium that it was cost prohibitive for somebody to even order, right? How does your company service that need, or and why did you talk to them yesterday? Because I think we don't collaborate enough. So I'm happy that you did that. Talk to me about that.
Well, two things. One, we don't want to be a logistics company, right? We want to be the marketplace where we facilitate these transactions and interactions and also facilitate opportunity for discovery for people who might want to try different meals. Someone who might have just gone to the year of return and wants to kind of recreate a Ghanaian dish, or went to Jamaica and want to recreate, ackee and saltfish. Where would they go get it? They can't get it at their regular grocery store. So, so to your point, we actually wanted to partner with a third-party delivery company, and when we showed them the zip codes of people who've ordered from our platform, they had literally blackout parts of that place where they wouldn't go. And we understand that food deserts are a real thing, and we also understand that when people come here in the country initially, sometimes they don't necessarily go to their ideal neighborhoods initially. They go to neighborhoods that can afford, and those neighborhoods might not have a grocery store. So we don't want to exclude anyone. So again, to your point, we did talk to I think they call Black and Mobile. We talked to them yesterday just to see how we can partner and amplify each other's brands and businesses. If they can handle the delivery piece and we can handle parts of the technology piece with the store, that could be a partnership. So I don't want to talk too much; it's very premature. But we know each other, we respect each other's work, and if there is an opportunity to amplify what they're doing and what we're doing, we'll definitely love to see that.
Along the lines of working together. Oh, go ahead, Ken.
Hold on, Dominique. Yeah, because I just, I think it's super important. Everybody feels like they're reinventing the wheel, and you mentioned this with talking with Lonnie Bunch. There was always something before, before reparations. There were conversations about reparations in the 1900s, right after Reconstruction. There's always been plans. I mean, I was talking with Dr. Greg Carr about Whitney Young off mic. There was always plans about how we can do better, but we always think we're starting from scratch. And if you do what you're doing, and Boyede, finding other people that you can work with, it makes it easier to do more, right? We expand by collaborating. So I just think that that's so powerful. I just want to put an underscore on that, because someone right now trying to reinvent the wheel, when there's somebody out there already has the spokes. All you need is give them the road, or just come together and y'all can go so much further. But I think we just want credit, and we need to stop getting out of that mentality, because that's not very African.
Yeah, that's definitely a mentality you kind of see in a lot of some of the black tech space and black business space. I want to go out of credit. I want to build everything, but 100% is zero, right? So we can kind of bake this cake and really get if I get 3% of this big pot, I'm satisfied. I need to have 100% of it. And I can kind of break it up so we can make sure there's continuity and there's opportunities that is exponential and also amplified on different levels. That's how you kind of create ecosystems.
Mm-hmm. Part of that ecosystem that you often talk about, man, is figuring out ways to bridge this gap that exists between African Americans and Africans, not only in the tech world, in the business context. You know I was going to go there, not only in the tech world, but in the business context, but also in the interpersonal space. How have you leveraged your company to kind of get to that end that you talk about? You and I talk about off mic oftentimes, and you kind of alluded to it a little bit with Oja being, one of those places that Black Americans can go to when they just came back from a year of return and they want to figure out how to make jollof themselves or how to make fufu soup themselves. So talk about that vision in terms of how you see your company helping to bridge that gap as well.
Well, a couple of things. I think my experience kind of talks about that. Grew up here in Chicago on the north side. I like to call myself a Shigerian. So very much Chicago culture, Nigerian culture, all mixing together. But with that said, went to school here, did the whole, Black Greek-led organization, shout out FIA. But having that cumulative experience and also being very thoughtful in our design, we like to say our company is built by immigrants for immigrants. So the people who are touching the product that are delivering this design are not coming with bias. They're coming with informed backgrounds to say, okay, this is how I see it in my culture. We just did a group picture on our Zoom, and we have people from Nigeria, Ghana, Jamaica, Cuba, Brazil, India, Jordan, Syria, all working on this product, because we want to make sure that we don't have some of those implicit biases that are kind of built into tech companies. So with that said, some of the things that we're doing with that is also talking about our blog, about different aspects of how you can kind of connect culturally. We had one of our most popular blogs was a gentleman whose father was Nigerian, but his mother was American, but his father died, and the impact that had on him and how he used Oja Express to kind of connect to his culture. It was kind of like a kitchen seance of remembering his dad, and his dad kind of instructing him on how to make these dishes that he did as a little kid. Other things that we're doing to kind of make things convenient is also have shoppable carts. So when we talk about Jollof Wars, Now everybody can get in on it, right? It's not just a Nigeria versus Ghana inside thing. Now, like, oh, I know how to make jollof rice. Who knows? It might be jollof rice might get remixed. Now we're gonna have an African American version of jollof rice that might have got to get into the mix. But we welcome that. We want that. You know what I'm saying? We want that. And also, if there are also black-owned grocery stores, we want to work with them as well. Black-owned brands, we want to work with them as well. There's none in Chicago that I'm aware of. But if there are some, we can kind of be their digital storefront to kind of give them the ability to kind of handle that for them without having them to build all that by themselves. Going to Karen's earlier point, sometimes when you have, people want to do everything by themselves, like, I want to build my own website, do all these different things. That's a lot of work. You got to get a designer. You got to pay for hosting. You got a lot of different things that people don't think about when you build a website. They just think, let me just go on Wix, spit something up real quick, and I got a website. And there's a lot that goes into that.
And your website is beautiful, by the way, ojaexpress.com, ojaexpress.com. I was just talking with Carla Hall because we have our weekly meetings. I call her a culinary anthropologist. You just said food seance, and with her, it's reclaiming the Southern experience, but it's the connection that we have to our family and those recipes and what they bring to our lives. Food is central to many people's cultural experiences. And when we share our food, it's the one thing we all have in common. We all eat. Everybody eats. Mm-hmm. And if I can give you a little bit of who I am through my food, that's a bridge for respect. And as I'm looking at your site, everybody that you named, I call that the global majority, because when we see one another as one another, we have power in that. And because we like to divide ourselves, like you just said, the jollof rice battle can become universal. That's power. It's collective. I'm looking at the Asian, the African. You got the Indian, the spices, and it just the site is beautiful, but it also is. It connects. It brings people together. I think that is so powerful about that.
Thank you, and I think that also goes into the opportunity that Oja Express kind of offers, because when we think about also tech hiring as well, like, we're decision makers to bring on different people. So to help build this product, to help market this product, to give people opportunity. When we think about like the PayPal mafia, where Elon Musk and Peter Thiel and all these great tech luminaries, we could probably be that. Like, again, we can bring all these different people who help grow this business, and then they go on to build other great businesses because we either exited or we're doing very well. So we want to see that as well. So it hits on a lot of different things. On a very on an initial level, we want to make sure we connect people to the foods they love, to the grocery stores they trust, and we want to make sure we empower those grocery stores. But then from a bigger standpoint, how do we create opportunities for diverse people who otherwise are not going to get the opportunity to go to work at a Google, Apple, to grow and build products that they care about?
I love that. Is there an opportunity here, if someone's listening, to start a grocery store that's devoted to these ingredients? Because I just started cooking plantains, and I didn't grow up with plantains. My mother's from Augusta, Georgia. My father's from Newark via South Carolina. So we're rice and gravy, pork and beans and rice, that kind of stuff. I'm now getting into escovitch fish and broadening my palate. And I was in the grocery store, and I was like, let me get this plantain. I'm not going to fry it, though, because I'm not doing fried food. So I started baking it with a little olive oil and a little sea salt, and it was amazing, But, as you start to want to buy these things, not from a Whole Foods, but from somebody that actually has the connection. We were talking, Carla and I, about okra and where you get okra, and, those fruits and vegetables that are germane to our culture and our countries. Where do you get that? Where do you get the giant yams that I saw in Ghana? Those giant ones they make the French fries out of. What do they call that, Domity? What is that?
They
yuca?
Call them chips
is
back
it
home.
yuca?
They just call them chips.
They just call them chips? Is that a big giant yuca plant that you make chips out of? That giant yam that looks
the
like
big yam, and it looks like a tree branch before you shave it, right? It's brown.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah.
Huge, yeah.
The big yam.
And they make them chips are amazing. But I want to buy that here. Where do I get that? So if I go on Oja Express, I can get that?
Yeah, so we have a couple of different ways, and we're trying to simplify it, and we're still evolving. So right now, we're actually in a Techstars Accelerator, a Kansas City Accelerator, so they invested a little bit of seed money to help us kind of build out certain things and test out certain assumptions. But ideally, in an ideal state, right, what you can do right now, you can select the store. If you know the store you want to go to and you trust the butcher at that store, you know them, you can select the store and kind of shop their inventory on our platform. Or if you're looking for a product, you can just find where that product is, and it shows you the stores where those products are located, and it shows you how close those stores are from your zip code. So you can select either curbside pickup,
I just found
delivery.
I found the Ghana yam. I found it.
Mm-hmm.
I found the Ghana yam, but it's at a store
Yep.
called La Fruteria.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't think that's near Jersey though.
Not near Jersey. Not near Jersey yet. Right now, we're still testing out and perfecting some things before we come to the New York metro area. But we are putting things in action to scale out of Chicago. We want to get a couple more stores and kind of get a little bit more bugs kind of like flushed out, because our whole thing is we want to make sure that we provide a design and experience that our people deserve. I think oftentimes we expect, like, I'll say not the worst, so we kind of have our standards a little lower. We want to make sure our standards are surpass that of what you could expect from an Amazon or any other e-commerce platform. So we're really, really intentional about making it happen.
I love
On
it.
your
How can we help
platform,
support
man,
what you're doing?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I mean,
Is
yeah,
there a
so right now
delay?
we're in Chicago.
Damn it.
So right now we're in Chicago. We could definitely, so if you have family members in Chicago, tell them about it. Order some groceries for them. We'll take care of it. After this, I can send Domity a discount code. You can share, do that. Also, let us know stores that are available who are interested in coming onto the platform. Again, we're a marketplace. We do all the setup. We do all the photography to make sure your products look good. They pop, camera phone photography on our platform. And it's also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Right now, we got an Instagram campaign with the NBA opening up. We are highlighting NBA players from overseas and their favorite dishes, and kind of teach about those recipes of those dishes. So we try to make sure that even though we're talking about food, we also talk about culturally adjacent things as well. So that could be music, sports, things of that nature, how they kind of all intertwine. So we like to say that we're the confluence of food, culture, and technology all in one platform.
And on your blog, too, you can see some of that confluence. You can go on there, look at different recipes, figure out how you make different things, and get kind of an education on things like what is breadfruit or certain fruits and certain foods that are specific to different locales, man. If folks want to dive in, where can they find you on IG, Twitter? What's all your social media handles?
Mine or the company? So mine's a little bit political.
Even one. The company.
I'll refer to the company. So yeah, find us. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Oja Express. Search Oja Express, you'll find it. So yeah, that's pretty much where we are. We have engaging content, so we'll love a follow, share the content. That's what we're here for, to make sure we share it, and we hope that, again, going back to Karen's point, to work with other companies that we can kind of layer and like synergize and amplify each other.
I share one more time. Oja Express on Twitter.
Yes, OJAEXPRESS on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.